Good morning and welcome back to the Big C Invitational, Week 3. Should be some exciting games this week for everyone. In this first matchup, we have August Speck looking for his first win. Currently sitting at 0-2, Manny Cruz sitting at 1-1. It's a fairly tight race so far, but this could be a deciding factor of how hard the rest of the season is going to be for August. So, without further ado, let's get into it. 0-2 Tarv, quite an apt name. Missing that rock slide on the cloister. Sceptile, missing the lead seed to really even it out. Ice Beam, Sceptile, a little more accurate. Cloister coming back in, nice predict on the rock slide. Covers the switch in. Cloister going for the surf instead of getting down a spike. Rock slide going to take it down to sandstorm range. That's a huge lead for August with no spikes down Manny Cruz's offensive strategy has a lot less mileage. Big Thunder. Interesting choice over the Thunderbolt. Pouring back in the tar, that is probably what he wanted. Surf gonna get some more chip on this Regice. Regice, insane special bulk, but can definitely get worn down by chip with no great recovery. Jolt on a good switch in. Seal's being worked back out again. These roars, without spikes, not doing as much as in past weeks. Typhlosion getting one shot by that. They really needed that alive to deal with the Steelix and get through Regice. See if Aerodactyl can get anything done. HP Rock doing a lot. Steelix way too defensive for Aerodactyl to one shot. And August is just eating through Manny's team. Regice just going to take the surf. Perhaps a toxic or something of the sort could have been used earlier. Explosion on the Regice takes out the Jolteon. Decent trade there at the end. Marowak not really going to do much in these matchups. Oh yeah, Sceptile's just going to let it live. And Blastoise. Last mon Blastoise. Shiny Gyarados coming in, should be able to just finish this off with a double edge or Earthquake. Oh, switching out to Steelix for some reason. Definitely not a positive matchup here. Switching back in Gyarados. I'm not quite sure what August is doing, if he's trying to lose this or not. There we go. Ooh, critical hit. Definitely is scary. Manny could win this with a few crits. I guess he's trying to intimidate down and lower the attack of a special attacker. I'm not quite sure I see the vision. And then Dragon Dancing, getting another crit. Unfortunate, but you just need damage there. Hitmon lead takes Blastoise low enough for Sandstorm to chip it out. It was a super fast-paced game. Kind of just throwing their Pokemon at each other. August started off pretty early. Manny had no real answers for that Regice and Tyranitar. And without spikes to chip down those walls, just could not break through. Losing Typhlosion early also not a great option. Switching it into Steelix quite hard with that stab Earthquake. But really not that many good defensive switch-ins on Manny's team. Really just 4 frail Pokemon and 2 walls. Shows how reliant he is on those spikes. Congratulations to August getting his first win of the tournament. Both these guys moving on to 1 and 2. Let's move on to our next match. We have Jegonn versus Brandon. Let's check it out. Josh's Arcanine in the lead slot against Metagross. Metagross a good lead, but Arcanine might be able to kill with Fire Blast. Nice switch out from Brandon. Fire Blast still doing a decent amount to Soul Rock. Third of its HP. The Arcanine commonly carries Hidden Power Grass coverage. Soul Rock not long for this world. Definitely, I think, dies to another one. Even with Light Screen, yeah. Soul Rock really only able to get that Light Screen up. Not Reflect. And bringing back in the Lanoon. See if Belly Drum Lanoon is able to get anything done this week. Ooh, Light Screen. Making it barely live that Fire Blast. And this Extreme Speed is going to rip through Jegonn's team. Registeel, a good answer. Even super effective. Either it's probably fighting or ground, but it's hard to get through Registeel, man. That thing is so bulky. And not a lot of mileage from that Lanoon. That Light Screen worn off. Thought I'm going to scare out the Registeel. Decent amount to Snorlax. Snorlax can curse up, though, and be quite scary. Melodic has kind of just set a bait for Snorlax. Can't poison it. Nice crit. Can definitely get through it with crits. But Snorlax can just rest up and just repeat the process. Nice entry point for Raikou. Raikou's going to need a few boosts to really deal with this Snorlax. Or roar it out and get rid of those boosts. Not too bad. Only one sleep turn used. Hidden Power Ice kills the Salamence, but must not have it with the switch out. Nice switching on the Earthquake to Flygon. Rock Slide going to prevent Salamence a decent amount. Looks to be Hidden Power Flying, physical Salamence set. Definitely has to leave here. Yeah, Snorlax able to come in. Gonna burn the second sleep turn. Body Slam on the Flygon. Doesn't want to click Earthquake. Return going. Ooh, nice crit there on the Metagross. Metagross does scare it out though with Explosion. And way to read the switch, and a good sack by getting Scizor in there. Substitute Scizor. Let's see if he Swords Dances up. Surf is going to break the sub. I don't know if Scizor has the double 2 Swords Dance. +4 attack. Quite scary to deal with. Hidden Power Ground. Must have been trying to war him out with the boosts. Explosion is going to deal with this Scizor. But Brandon losing that Raikou is one of his main progress makers. Not really doing a great job of conserving one of his main win conditions. And Scizor does get some mileage, more mileage than I thought, but is obviously going to die to a Metagross Explosion. And we've seen this before. There's just nothing left to do with this Snorlax, barring crits. Once Snorlax gets these curses up, it's going to start just one-shotting everything. Milotic just praying for crits. Not good. Milotic's still so tanky. Rest Talk set to activate Marvel Scale. We're still getting 2-hit KO'd. Not much I can really do here. Oh, hoping for freeze. That definitely is your win con right there. And Snorlax is, with this 2x defense boost, only losing to Earthquake crits. There we go. Nice win from Jegonn, moving on to, I believe, 2-1. Well, Brandon, another guy who's coming in 0-2 this week, 0-3. Definitely getting down to the wire for him. Overall, it was a nice lead from Jegonn on the Arcanine, calling out that Brandon has typically been leading this Metagross. It's a scary matchup for it. And there's... Brandon does have good switch-ins in Melodic and the Chansey that he has, but probably didn't find a great way to put it onto his team this week. Jegonn's team is mostly physical attackers, so that definitely makes a little bit of sense. Overall, not necessarily a great matchup from Brandon. Had a lot of... Definitely had some good offensive tools in the Raikou, Lanoon sweep, and Metagross, but just didn't really put them in good spots, or kind of threw them away a little bit. Let's see if he can, I guess, figure it out for next week. Alright, on to our third match. We have Adam versus Oski P. Let's get this one rolling. I believe both of these guys are 1-1 this week. So whoever wins this moves on to a positive record and could be vying for a playoff bye. Oops. Did not mean to play with... Did not want to play with sound. That was jarring. Interesting lead matchup. Jinx, a new pickup from Adam, and Ludicolo from Oscar hasn't brought that one yet. Probably expecting a Vaporeon lead from Adam just like last week. Ludicolo is a good matchup into that. 4 times resist water and threaten back with Leech Seed and maybe even a Toxic. Jinx, I guess, is probably looking to snipe that Hariyama that Oscar's been leading with. Good on Oscar to switch it up a little bit. Let's check this out. Breloom coming in. Ooh, nice switch in from Oscar. Vaporeon's going to take that Fire Blast, but we do know this Blaziken has Thunder Punch. Vaporeon definitely scaring it out, though. Ludicolo, obviously switch in, taking 2% after leftovers from a Stab Surf. Leech Seed, a very safe click, but I don't know if it's threatening Skarmory here. Skarmory going to get down a Free Spike. Zapdos definitely threatens Skarm. Does Brandon have an answer? Ooh, bringing a ground type. Nice work. Yeah, that Zapdos Thunderbolt threatens most of his team. Is that Choice Band Rock Slide doing a lot of damage there? Yeah, Vaporeon on the water move. Nice choice. And then Breloom on the Leech Seed. Man, Brandon is in his head. Dragonite gonna take the Spore. Breloom Focus Punch. Not. Oscar doesn't really have anything he wants to switch in, I guess. I will say Breloom Focus Punch, from what I can see, doesn't really have any switch-ins on Oscar's team. Let's see. I don't know what he has in the back, though. Hold on. Was Dragonite asleep for 3 turns there? Oh, it is Spore. That makes sense. I'm still in the rest mindset. Nidoqueen, honestly, would have been a decent switch in. Decides to conserve the Dragonite at 2% HP. Is Skarmory going to get a second layer of spikes? Second layer not nearly as impactful as the first, but Brandon has no spinner, so pretty safe get. Yeah, camera up, no bulk. Dragonite's definitely going to kill. Ooh, missing that Thunder. Would have done pretty decent damage to that Vaporeon, but it's going to drop. Celebi. What does... Ooh, Adam is able to switch in that Charizard, but that Leech Seed. Fire Blast going to do 50% to Zapdos, but is heals back up with Leech Seed and is threatened out with Thunderbolt. Breloom, the only thing that can possibly switch into Zapdos Thunderbolt. He's going to be put to sleep here, though. And Oscar just really doesn't want to take those focus punches. Willing to sack his Pokemon to not take those focus punches. Oh, there we go. Finally sees the Celebi switch in. Defensive Celebi not going to take too much. Leech Seed on the calling the switch out. Vaporeon can't hit with Ice Beam back, but I don't think it wins this 1v1 with that Leech Seed on him. So does this Celebi have a grass move, though, is the question. Oh, nice Leech Seed calling out the switch. Jinx Blizzard, now that is going to get through this Celebi. Looks to be Hidden Power Grass. Blaziken probably doesn't want to take a Blizzard either, but gonna take it better than the Celebi. Leech Seed definitely giving a little bit of extra mileage. Sky Uppercut doing decent damage to Vaporeon, but these spikes are wearing through Oscar's team and no way to deal with them. Yeah, dropping Celebi there. So Ludicolo might be able to get something done here. Breloom on the Leech Seed. Probably should have seen that one coming. Ludicolo might not have any ice move. Adam forgetting that he already has a Pokemon asleep there. Third spike up, very late in the game, but that might just be the nail in the coffin for Oscar's team. Pretty even on Mons right now, but those 3 spikes doing a lot of damage. And this Zapdos is pretty much dead after this Focus Punch. There we go. We got Nidoqueen on 16% HP. And with this Skarmory alive, there's just nothing Nidoqueen can do. Looks to be Choice Banded in. Drill Peck gonna drop him down. Blaziken could get some mileage here. Fire Blast miss. Wouldn't have done too much to Vaporeon anyways. Maybe could have put it in Sky Uppercut range. I don't think so, but it's possible. And Ludicolo last Mon. Yeah, Leech Seed again on the Breloom. Oh, it does have an Ice Beam there. And it does have speed, so. But Skarmory with Drill Peck probably going to finish this off. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Adam moves on to 2-1. Oscar on to 1-2. Pretty decent battle from both of these guys. Oscar just really had no way to deal with those spikes. Getting so much value on Adam's side. And that Breloom really giving a lot of work. I don't want to replay this. Oscar maybe could have kept something asleep, kept that Dragonite alive and asleep for a while. To keep any Spore shenanigans from happening, or possibly even just predicted that Breloom's going to come in on Leech Seed and killed it with Ice Beam. That would have helped out Oscar's team a lot. Once Breloom is dead, that Leech Seed is pretty hard for Adam to switch into. The Ludicolo, definitely a really good adaptation from Oscar. Happy to see that. Adam with the Jinx. Jinx did get a lot of mileage this game too. Overall, pretty good game from these guys. Until these guys are definitely picking it up quite well. Alright, let's go on to the match of the week. Final match. Kevin, Lemon Drop 64 versus Jackrafy. Both these guys are front runners right now, 2-0. I know talking to Jack earlier this week, he said he was very excited to face Kevin. Kevin, probably the least experienced player in this tournament. Before the first week, I was teaching Kevin what Pokemon was. So very impressive to see him go 2-0 in the first week off of playing for maybe an hour total. And most of these guys have had experience playing the games or have maybe watched like a YouTube video on Pokemon, and that's about the only experience they have. No one really has any competitive experience on Showdown. But Kevin, I mean, it doesn't even have that, so definitely very impressive of him to be starting off quite strong. I have been told that this game is quite a slow one, so we'll have to see. might have to go into a fast speed up later. Kevin leading with his this patented hair cross against Jack's Fortress. I believe Fortress, especially if it's physically invested, can take most of what Heracross does. Doesn't do much back, but laying down a spike early could put this Heracross on a timer. From what I remember, Kevin's team is very not weak to spikes. Has 2 rapid spinners and a lot of flying or levitating Pokemon, so might not be getting a ton of mileage out of these spikes from Jack's team this game. So let's see what they do after the first turn. Switching in Moltres. Good switching. Directly threatens, but baits in Blissey. That makes sense. I mean, Moltres definitely a good matchup into Fortress. It's kind of hard to switch into, but with Blissey, it kind of just takes everything specially. Let's see if Kevin has a switch into this Blissey, though. Heracross does start in this Blissey with some pretty strong fighting type moves, but will get worn down from Thunderbolt and Spikes. Swampert also not too threatened by Starmie getting roared out, and this Heracross is getting quite low already. And that might be one of the only ways that Kevin can deal with that Blissey. Porygon 2 getting roared in. I think Porygon 2 wins against most standard Swampert sets. I think a Toxic can recover. Switching in Moltres on the Blissey. Just really doesn't want that Porygon 2 getting Toxic. Moltres also quite low. Obvious HP Grass. Fire Grass coverage pretty good. Also directly threatens Swampert. Houndoom would take that HP Grass pretty well, though. Getting that Rapid Spin down. Much needed to keep that Heracross alive. Porygon 2 tracing Natural Cure makes it really annoying for Blissey to deal with. Paralyzed Houndoom. Ooh, Lumberry. I'm not quite sure what this Starmie set is yet. Hidden Power, probably Hidden Power Grass. Looks like he really wants to get that Swampert gone. And Gengar. Oh, going for a physical Gengar. Stab Sludge Bomb. Getting the poison, gonna tap down Blissey a little bit. I might have to check and see if Kevin understands the lack of physical special split. Ooh, Rock Slide on Swampert. Decent damage to most of Kevin's team. Sludge Bomb doing a lot more than I thought to Houndoom. Ooh, nice pursuit trap on that Gengar. That's a way to deal with it. It doesn't look like Jack's team has a great way to deal with that Gengar, so that Houndoom definitely was a great bring. Don't really need the Gengar for spin blocking because Kevin's team doesn't have any way to put down spikes, but just that ghost typing and poison typing kind of walling. It looks like it walls this Blissey set. Pretty good at not or keeping Jack from making progress, but that going down is huge. Starmie hard to pursuit trap though, because it directly threatens. Ooh, predicting that Swampert came in. If you got that right, that could have been pretty big. But Blissey is not threatened at all by Starmie. Blissey's gonna go back to full. Heracross Brick Break. Okay damage to Swampert, but not enough. Swampert really not going to break through this Porygon too. Bolt Beam, Recover, Thunder Wave. The Porygon 2 also has no way to deal with Blissey. Kind of at a standstill with each other. Looks like Jack's line is getting a Toxic down on that Porygon 2. And not letting it trace Natural Cure off the Blissey. It's kind of an annoying win condition, but you have to come in on Porygon 2 recovering here, maybe. Or if Kevin's predicting a switch in on something else there. Forager's probably doesn't mind a paralysis in this matchup. Oh, nice Rock Slide on the read. Knows that Kevin's going to switch in Moltres because he's been doing that before. He's not going to expect that Rock Slide and get some pretty good, just a nice surprise KO there. Moltres was quite low already, but progress is progress. Kevin brings in his second Rapid Spinner. Sacking Houndoom to the Earthquake. Claydol probably threatened by this Swampert, Hydro Pump or Ice Beam. And we're back to stage 1. Kind of scary to Toxic on the Blissey right there, because you don't know if it's Guts Heracross. And the Guts Heracross could definitely work through this team. And not sure if that is Choice Band damage. It doesn't seem to be Choice Band damage. It might be Slack. And if it is Slack, I assume most Select Berry Heracrosses go Swarm. So it might not. You might actually be pretty safe doing that. I could be wrong. I don't really use Heracross a lot, so I'm not exactly sure on the calculations. Porygon 2 just gonna... Ooh, almost drops to that Surf. Kevin playing with fire there. I'm not sure if that was a roll or not. I'm trying really hard to hit this Swampert with Electric-type moves. Alakazam coming in. A Trick could possibly... Stifle's Porygon 2. Ooh, Encore. Really trying to get rid of all those Recover PP. Boosted up Combine could do a lot here. OJ Simpson. Can you threaten back with Shadow Ball, but Porygon 2 is an easy switch in. Nice substitute calling out the swap. Can't Thunder Wave through substitute. Pain Split going to heal him back up to full. Kevin looks to be very committed to this stall tactic. Looks like Jack really has nothing to get through this Porygon 2. But Porygon 2 also not really accomplishing much. No Spikes or Sandstorm. These Pokemon are really just living forever. Looks like he wants to bring back Porygon 2 to heal it up. Definitely get threatened by a crit though. Alakazam can block it back into Psychic making some progress. Fortress definitely can take Earthquake for quite a while. Neutral to it, but has great defensive stats. Psychic doing even less. Special Drop might do something though. I'm not sure if this Claydol is running Rapid Spin if he already has a Starmie. So I guess let's see. I mean, he has a Spin Blocker regardless. Hidden Power, possibly Hidden Power Rock? His Shadow Ball directly threatens both spinners. But not Porygon 2. Hidden Power fighting on the Dusclops might have done some pretty good work, but I'm not sure what Hidden Power that was. I'll have to ask after this game. Alright, we're going to go into fast mode on this. This game is taking forever. Starmie is quite low. I believe it does have Recover though. Let's check. Ooh, actually, not sure. It might just be an offensive Starmie. If it is, definitely get some mileage from it. Possibly pressure stalling that Porygon 2. Can't really do too much through Substitute. Substitutes and Pain Splits. This game seems like an inevitable win for Jack. Just have to get through every single one of Porygon 2's power points. A Pain Split here to heal up back to full probably. Yeah, there we go. Looks like this Dusclops can just live forever in front of this Porygon 2. Same with this Swampert. This Swampert Dusclops Blissey defensive core is quite scary. Dusclops not threatened by Claydol, so just keep Rapid Spinning or keep blocking Rapid Spin. There goes Shadow Ball will eventually take Claydol down. Forces Porygon 2 back in, and is this thing getting low on PP yet? Getting low on everything except for Thunder Wave and Recover. But if that's all that's left, Toxic can wear it down. Yeah, Claydol just has no way to threaten this or punish this Dusclops for coming in. Maybe need to have Shadow Ball on it. Because Psychic really is just to hit Gengar. Or Shadow Ball might be able to actually threaten this Dusclops. Heracross can definitely take... Our fighting moves can be tanked by the immune Dusclops. Might have to put this one into Hyper Fast. Ooh, gets the Toxic and doesn't have Natural Cure. That is huge. Do not want the Porygon 2 coming in though in Blissey. Pretty much just have to keep it out. Earthquake might be able to get through Dusclops here. We got Tracing Pressure. It's not what you want to see from Kevin. Jack can just switch in Blissey or just substitute, and Porygon 2 is now on a timer. The only way out here for Kevin is if he can somehow bait in Jack to use Blissey and then trace Natural Cure to get rid of the Toxic. But if Jack has no reason to switch Dusclops out, there's no way to really get that to happen. Jack just using moves to... Yeah, knows Porygon 2 has to switch out at that point. Special defense drop not going to do anything. But Shadow Ball just does eat through the rest of his team. They don't know real way to hit Jack here, and it looks like this Dusclops is just gonna run away with this game. The hidden power is doing so little. Super effective, but was it hidden power flying? Finally breaking the substitute, but Porygon 2 going to die in just a few more turns of Toxic. Definitely the longest game of the tournament so far, but overall fairly clean game from Jack. Kevin just really had no way to make progress on that team. Heracross and Moltres, some quite scary offensive Pokemon. It can be kind of hard to switch into if you pilot them correctly, but Jack just seemed to have all the answers. Porygon 2 is really the main threat on Kevin's team here, and was able to stall the game out to 120 turns, but not able to really make some progress, only taking 1 KO. Anyways, let's go on to the standings. This moves Jack on to the only undefeated player at 3-0 with a pretty good season differential, so quite comfortable in his spot. I believe with a win next week, Jack should be able to clinch the playoffs. A reminder, top 6 make playoffs, bottom 2 are eliminated. So with a guaranteed positive record, only 7 weeks, 4 wins guarantees a above 50% record, and I don't believe it's possible to get 7th or 8th with a 50% record. Still wants to keep up the pressure though to get one of those coveted first round buys for the 1st and 2nd place regular season players. Kevin tied for 2nd now. Adam shooting up the standings. We have 3 players at 2-1 right now. Jegonn just below. Also at 2-1, just a little bit worse season differential. Tie rates between them. And then the next 3 guys are right behind at 1 and 2. You have August at 5th. And then Oscar and Manny tied at 6th right now with a +1 season differential. Manny does hold the head-to-head over Oscar after that week 1. So not a great spot for Oscar to be in. Definitely in contention to be eliminated from the playoffs. But let's see if they can differentiate themselves in the next few weeks. Brandon, again, at 0 and 3. Just waiting to see if he can turn it on. His team is quite scary, though, so not a team I want to be facing, even though he hasn't necessarily been able to put it together. One good game from him can definitely ruin someone else's chances of playoffs, so might be able to really play spoiler here. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Good luck to all the players next week, and I'll catch you later.